everyone, this is Soumya from Bookfeast channel. Today we are going to see on the topic Confessions of a Born Spectator, which is written by Ogden Nash. So before getting into the poem, just understand the headline of the poem. Confession. What is a confession? A confession is a formal statement admitting that one is guilty of a crime. So the writer is guilty of some crime and he gives up in a formal admitting statement. Regarding what? Of a born spectator. So spectator is the one who is the just a watcher who watches the game, movie or something else. So born spectator. So from the birth he was born to become a spectator. So from birth he is just a spectator. He is not a participant. So he confesses for that. Let's see what are his confessions. And when you go for the writer's introduction, Frederich Ogden Nash seems to be his full name. He was born in August 1902. He's an American poet. He is well known for his light verse writing and he has written about 50 pieces in light verse. He is also titled as the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. And his light verse paved way to bring him an image in the post stamp. And he was died in the year 1971 in the month May 19. So before getting into today's video, I just want to tell you that I have posted the particular content in Tamil also. If you are in need of that, please do refer the description. And please do like, share, comment and subscribe our channel to get further more updates. Let's enter into the lines. One infant grows up and becomes a jockey. Another plays basketball or hockey. This one, the prize ring, hates to enter. That one becomes a tackle or center. I'm just glad as glad can be that I'm not them, that they are not me. So, one infant is growing up and he's becoming a jockey. Jockey is an horse rider. And on the other hand, another was very eager and he was very passionate towards playing. Maybe it is basketball or else hockey. And the third person seems to be the poet, where he hates to enter into the field of gaming. So, prize ring hates. So, ring hates here talks about the field of the place where the competition or sport is being held. So, he refuses to get inside. Children, they may have chose one game or they can choose other game and they can take it towards a passion in the future. But here he never wanted to be a participant. Instead, he wanted just to be a spectator. The child may become a center of attraction in some other games. But here, this particular child, that is the author, he wanted just to be the center point of interest for himself. That is, he wanted to be one among the all as a spectator. He never wanted to perform individually. And he says he's very glad. So, see the sentence, glad as glad. He compares glad with the glad. So, he was that much glad. Why? Because he says, I am not them. Here, I refers to the spectator, the writer. And them refers to the participant, the athletics or any other game sportsman. So, I am not them and they are not me. So, this is the confession line spoken by the poet. And for this particular line, he expresses the whole content. So, let's go for stanza 2. With all my heart, I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or hire, who take the field in gaudy pomp and maim each other as they romp. My limb and baseball spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. So, from the core of the heart, he is getting admired. Why? Because he says athletes, they sweat only to become very popular. That is, they sweat. They pay for their fun. They sweat for their fun or hire. Hire is something you go for rent. You pay for a certain period of time and you stay there. So, for a certain period of time, they pay their sweat. That is their hard work. Here, sweat refers to the hard work as their amount or higher rents for the fun and to hire. And they wanted to make it to the up to the core of the point. Plus, they enter into the field. That is the ground, playground, by wearing gaunty pomp. So, gaunty pomp is showy dress. We may see specific sportsmen, they have specific kinds of dress which talks about their number and their name. So that is referred as gouty pomp. And maim is clashing with each other. When you clash with someone, you'll be injured. So each of the people, they often injure one among them. And they play in a rough and noisy way. The rough and noisy way leads to their insurance. Romp, it is like when you go and when you have a quarrel, when you have quarrel and happiness and excitement at the same time, that is romp. That is, you are fighting with one another in a rough and noisy way. And his limbs and his baseful spirits, they feed the other people. So here other people talks about the participants. Here maybe the athlete or other sportsman. So his limp and baseful spirit, they feeds on other people's deed. He states they are performing a heroic deed. The sportsman. The sportsman perform the heroic deeds and his limp and baseful spirit feeds on that people for their deeds. And when you go for the next stanza, now A runs 90 yards to score, B knocks the champion to the floor. Cracking vertebrae and spines, lashes his steed across the line. You'd think my ego, it would please to spam positions with one of these. So A is a particular name given to a specific person. A, he was about to score, he is running 90 yards. But B, instead of crossing him, he knocks the person to the floor. Here the champion talks about A. A was about to reach his score and be a winner. But B, what he has to do, he has to cross the person and win. But instead, he knocks A to the ground. So he knocks the champion to the ground. And when he was knocked down, his vertebrae and spines were cracked. And his lashing is speed across the land. And even steed, it refers to, I'm sorry, I have read speed. Steed, it refers to the horse. Even the horse was thrown out of the line. And here he says, you may think that my ego would please me to spampna in order to exchange. My ego will please me to exchange from spectator to a participant. So we may think. So we are thinking at the bad reason. Let's see what. Well, ego it might be pleased enough, but ZS athletes play so rough, they don't ever in their dealings construct one another's feelings. I'm glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. So nature quality of a man is when he compares something with ego, automatically ego wins. But here he says, when he was in a confusion between taking a decision, which is between the wisdom and ego. What's the wisdom? That he never wanted to injure himself. And what's ego? He wanted to be one of the participant. His ego fails. So it cannot happen for a normal human being where it talks about his own fact. His ego fails. His ego fails and it accepts him to be a spectator. But ZS athletes. So ZS athletes is athletes who are in very enthusiastic state. They play with so rough. They are so rough. They are jealous of people. Instead of thinking that they should be the winner of the match, they think that they want to defeat others. So winning here take charges to defeating. And they never have a dealing. They do not ever talk about or they think about any dealing. What dealing is that? To consider others' feeling. They never care for others' feeling. They often injure and hurt them in what are the ways they can in order to be a winner. And he says he's very glad when his struggle was beginning. What was his struggle? It was a struggle between whether to be in the prudence, that is wisdom, or ego. Finally, his wisdom wins. Next stanza. When swollen eye meets garland fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, when officialdom demands, is there a doctor in this dance? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physics. So he was literally a person, a sportsman, he was literally hurt. His eyes were swollen and he meets his fist. How come he meets his fist? By rough and twisted. And his knee was snapped, his wrist was cracked. So all totally he was injured from head to toe. Now officialdom refers to the sponsor. The sponsor he demands for a doctor. So the doctor he gives a treatment. But even though he is treated, the pain is always a pain. So he thanks for his own appearance. He thanks that he is true to his soul and he is giving thanks. What for? For his modest of physics. He says he is better. I am better in my physique. But if he is the best, automatically he will be one of the sportsmen and he will also be injured one or the other day. So he thanks God and thanks his soul for being the modest of the physics. And finally, he talks to the athletes, that is the sportsmen. Athletes, I'll drink to you or eat with you. So I'm ready to drink with you, I'm ready to eat with you. I'm even ready to drink for you or anything except compete with you, or I can do anything for you except being your opponent. So compete is taking equal charge. So instead of being your opponent, I can't do that, but I can do any other thing for you. So he does one particular thing to encourage them. What's that? Buy tickets worth their radium to watch you gamble in the stadium. So gamble is running and jumping in a happy manner. So he buys a ticket which is very costly and he goes to watch the happiness of the players in the stadium. So it's just watching, just listen. It is not see or look. He's just watching and reassure myself anew. So again and again he assures himself. What he assures? That you are not me, I am not you. So this is the confession line of the whole poem, and for this particular line he has given the whole explanation. That is, you are not me, so you are not me. I am a spectator, you are a participant. So you are not me, at the same time I am not you. So I never feel guilt for anything else. So here I conclude my poem. Again I repeat you, I have posted the particular poem in Tamil also. If you are in need of that, please refer the description. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. If you are in any need of any works, please do mention in the comment section. Surely will make it for you. Thank you.